Yo, people, what's going on? Back again with another Red Talk to start the week after what was a joke of a football match, fam. What you telling me?
I'm good, fam. I'm good. Had better days, but yeah, I'm good, bro. Hope you're well.
Yeah, all good, bro. All good. I can't lie, bro. That game yesterday, bro. Too many things wrong with this thing, bro. This team, I can't wait for the summer, bro. I can't wait for the summer, bro, because it just needs to go mad. Yeah, I mean, some things need to get worse before they get better, and I feel like we just need a massive, massive clear out. It won't happen at once, but bro, it needs to commence, blood, because yeah, this thing's a mess.
I'm not gonna lie. Do you think a clear out will ever happen?
I think it will happen over time because what the new owner, well, what do you call it? My man saying yeah that what's his name? Not the new owner, the new CEO saying that we don't need to be holding on to players that aren't performing, which is good. This is what we need. If a man's not performing after 1, 2 seasons, they need to leave. That's what happens at Man City. That's what needs to start happening at Man United, bro. Do you know what I mean? For real, we can definitely start by not signing another player from the Dutch league, fam.
Yeah. You know what it is? I've just learned over the years with Man United, it's like man them will sometimes say what you want to hear, but like in reality, when they do get the job, like I remember before Ten Hag got appointed, I remember the news that came out that had me gas was the fact that uh no player can earn more than 200k, and Ten Hag has to sign off on any contract extension. And bro, what 18 months in, I'm seeing contracts be offered left, right, and center. I'm seeing Mandem still on 350. So I hope Ineos live up to their word and what they've said, because if that's the case, then yeah, bro, that's the only way we will probably get a clear out.
I think they will. I think they will. I think it's in their best interest to do it that way as well for the longevity and also to avoid FFP. So I think they're gonna do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, bro, like even the Rashford situation, yeah, it's like I have bare issues, bare different issues with the Rashford situation. Because it's like with Rashford, yeah, it's like the monster that he's turned into, yeah, it's the club and the fans that have made this monster, Because you can tell, yeah, that Rashford was a good youth, yeah, a good little quiet youth that got too much. He got too much praise. He got too much adulation. Yeah, he got too much money, and it's gone to his head. And then on top of that, he's probably got the wrong people around him, and now he's turned into a fuckeries. I don't believe that any. I don't. There's no part of me that believes that Marcus Rashford is a bad youth. No part of me, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? He's just moving like a little selfish, little spoilt child, yeah, that's been given everything at the club. Things aren't going the way he wants them to go. And now he's throwing his toys out the pram because he can. Do you know what I mean? And exactly. And they're doing the same thing to Garnacho as well. Garnacho ain't nowhere near even as good a player as Marcus Rashford. And you can already see that these men have boosted his ego to the point where this brother thinks he can be shushing fans and that in the Champions League and then throwing up 0 out of 10s against flipping Newport, bruv. Do you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like these men ain't got no self-awareness at this football club. They got a bunch of these mediocre players just blowing up their ego and getting them running around like they own the place. Like, and that's why we need a clear out, bro, because it needs to be a real cultural reset, blood. These men need to be brought back down to earth.
Yeah, nah, that's. But then again, bro, that happens at a lot of teams, isn't it? I think the issue is it's like why have Man United gone down that route? Like for example, I always say in it, yeah, Rashford at Man United is the equivalent of Mbappe at PSG, where it's
Mm.
like PSG's entire project, everything about them, what they stand for, all their future plans, they all hang on Mbappe, and that's why you see when any summer when Mbappe just teases them with the idea of leaving for Real Madrid, bro. You see what Mbappe get. Man, Mbappe, these men got rid of Mbappe. Sorry, that man got rid of Messi and
Neymar and
Neymar
Messi, yeah.
just to keep him because apparently he was unhappy with this little South American clique at the team. He wanted to be on corners, but he's a shit corner taker. He wanted to be on free kicks. He's a shit free kick taker. But they gave him everything, bro. And
Mm.
Man United, it's the same thing with Rashford. And I'll be honest, bro, as in, I think the only reason why Man United do it is because I think they're scared of the idea of life without Rashford. But B, Man United are at a stage now where they're looking at Rashford and thinking, we can't keep you around here by rewarding you with silverware because let's be real, if the team is winning, man them don't want to leave. You don't see Real Madrid putting transfer requests, bro. Man, them are happy to be there, even if they're riding bench, because they're
Mm-hmm.
collecting UCLs and La Ligas and this and that. Man United, we're not winning silverware, so the only way we can keep you here is by giving you cash. And eventually, once you get cash, you'd be a dumbass to turn away from 350k to go and get 200k somewhere else, but you're starting week in, week out, and you're winning silverware. Like, let's be real. Players nowadays, they put money ahead of their own individual success.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%, bro. Like, I couldn't agree more. And this is why I think Ineos and Omar have a big statement to make, because we are in we're in a place now where this club is as a result of us not being as attractive in terms of winning, so we are throwing money at everyone. That's all it is. So we're paying big wages we don't need to pay. The reason why City don't need to pay the big wages that we pay and Liverpool don't need to pay the wages we pay is because they win.
Mm.
That's why they don't need to pay that money, bro. When you look at the wage bill at Liverpool and you see players like Robertson and that, the man not even on 100 bags. But Luke Shaw's on 190. How can Luke Shaw be on 190 and Robbo's on 70, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, yeah, Robbo's won more silverware, bruv. He's lifted a Champions League. This Spurs won a Premier League. And this is the difference. Like, these men have to be put on this money to entice them to come to the club, because the club itself weren't attractive because they weren't winning. So once we prioritize actually winning and bringing in the right players, then we can start to weed out a lot of these mediocre players, bro, and get them off the wage bill, bro, because it makes no sense. Like, even when I look at the team right now, yeah, Flipping Garnacho went from like 5 grand a week to like nearly 50 bags a week, bro, like in one contract. That's crazy. And then down to the number 17, bro, without even a full season under his belt. What, a few cameo appearances off the bench last season? All of a sudden, you're number 17 and you're on 50 grand, bro. What are you going to go and give Kobe Mino 100 grand a week? He's a good footballer, but bro, Phil Foden was on like 30 bags for time.
Mm.
For time, for like 4 seasons.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. What was that season? There was a season where like Cancelo dropped like a masterclass of a campaign. I think it was the season before they won the UCL. Bro, I'm going on their wage bill. Cancelo, who literally like put himself into conversations of being better than Trent, being the best right back in the world. Homie was on 40k. He was
Yeah.
literally on 40,000. And I'm looking at Man United's wage and I'm like, bro, like our B-Tech, our backup left back in what's his name? Brandon Williams is on more than Cancelo, bro. Like, and there's a reason why nobody wants to leave. And I'll be honest, nobody wants to leave, but at the same time,
We can't
it
get
has a
rid of
knock-on
them.
effect because we struggle to sell. Because you have to bear in mind, like, these men are not going to push through a move because they're thinking, bro, I'm not taking no wage cut. But at the same time, teams look at our players and think, as much as I want, let's say, a Brandon Williams, I'm not even giving you 50% of what you're giving him. And as a player, he'd probably be sat down thinking, listen, I can just chill here, collect my bread. Like, let's be real, football's a short career. I might be out of the game by 30 and a pundit by 31. So as long as I've got peas in my pocket, I don't need that UCL. And that's why, like, whenever we sign players, and people always say, like, oh, like, why are you pocket watching? Yeah, by how much wages United are giving them. I'm like, yeah, fam, like, I'm not pocket watching. But in the long run, if this player doesn't turn out to be a successful one, we will have a massive problem getting rid of them. That's why you need to make sure you pay correctly, you wage them correctly, and if they're not pulling their weight, get rid of them before it's too late. And with Man United, do we even sell players, bro? They leave us free agents because we just refuse to sell them.
But we can't sell them because of the wages they're on. And that's why when man are talking about resale value and that, bruv, when you've got players on high wages, that affects the resale value. And also it affects them not wanting to leave. Bruv, look at Phil Jones. We had this brer on 130 grand a week or something like that. No one didn't want to take man's wages, bro. He sat down, he rolled out the contract, and Ollie gave him another one. You can't get rid of players like that. Even if they want to go somewhere and play football, the best we can do is get a loan deal where maybe we pay half the wages, bro. Because we're paying these guys absurd wages, bro. It doesn't make sense.
That's what it is, isn't it? But it's true what you said, and I've been saying it for like a whole year. It's the fact that when you get to the negotiations table, so whether Man United want an up-and-coming young player or like an experienced player in their prime, if you can't offer silverware, cool. Are you going to offer player development? Nope, can't offer you that. Are you going to
Mm-hmm.
offer like a nice environment? Like sometimes people take a job because of the environment. Like it's nice people. I'll have a
100.
good time going into work. We don't offer that. There's leaks left, right, and center. There's a new
Mm-hmm.
manager every 2 years. So what can you really offer me in the present time? Don't be talking to me about history, about 1999 and rare tear tear. No, what can you offer me in the present time? Cash. And that's cash that other teams wouldn't offer, because I always look at the Bellingham thing. Man United offered more money than Borussia Dortmund. Man United offered a longer contract than Borussia Dortmund. He looked at his career and he was like, I come to Man United, I'm on cash, but in 1-2 years' time, I might be riding bench with a player like McTominay. I'm going to put my
Mm.
career first and accept I might not earn that much money. I might not drive the nicest of cars. I might not get that Adidas brand deal at 18. But by 21, 22, when I'm developed, look at how his career's turned out. He's now at Real Madrid, whilst we've got players that were signed at the same age as his. I don't even know where they are. Like they just here collecting their peas.
Facts. And this is just what it is, bro. This is what this club has done, and it's the culture of this club, and they're paying for their sins at the moment. And that's why when I see the Rashford thing, I'm in two minds, because one part of me, I'm like, you know what, cool. What he's doing is a fuckery. But then on the other hand, it's like, yo, he's doing this because the club have allowed him to do this. The club have allowed him to become this. The club have told him that he's as important as he is, when really he's not that good, bro. The fact that you're even saying that, yo, he's like our Mbappe, but he's not giving us what
You,
Mbappe's been giving PSG or anywhere near it. Do you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have the status in the game that Mbappe's got. He hasn't done what Mbappe's done in the game, but yet he's still considered at that level. He's got his own Nike boot line, bro. How's he got his own boot? How? For what? And this is the problem. And this is the problem that these men have protected him for so long, bro. Rashford's been a problem for a long time. A long, long time, bro. The season before last, when he went on a purple patch here that got him that new deal, bro, he was awful. He should have been sold on that, bro. He got dropped for a Langer. Man, are forgetting that Ralph dropped him, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is the problem with this club. Luke Shaw got dropped for Brandon Williams. The day you get dropped here for an academy youth just because he tries hard, you're meant to be sold immediately. You can't lose your place to a Langer. You can't lose your place to Brandon Williams. That shows me that you ain't got the right attitude to be here, bro, on your bike.
yeah, no, that's what it is, bro. Like Ralph dropped them, and then he gave us a good campaign last year. I'll be real, the last quarter of last year, I was seeing shit like Rashford hasn't scored in like 17, 18 games and this and that.
You
And I was
went
like,
to like 20 something games without a goal or something.
but I was like, you know what, cool. Like at the end of the season, still put up a decent former GA. You take it on the chin. But it's like with this season, I just look at it and think he's gotten the contract that he's probably always wanted. Like this is a contract that sets him up for life. It really
Mm-hmm.
does. Yeah. And the funny thing is, he probably knows deep down, him and his agent, who I think is his brother, they
His
know
brother, yeah.
even if Rashford wants to leave, who can really afford him? Not many. So that means he sticks around.
Mm-hmm.
And he's shown he's more than happy because, bro, I've always said this, like, and it doesn't just apply to Rashford, it applies to every team, every player. It says a lot about a player when they get benched. Because I always say I love it when a player gets benched, because to me, I learn more about their character, where I want to see how you cope with it. How do you react? Some players just throw their toys out of pram. Some players don't care. And that's
Yeah.
when it's worrying, bro. I've seen in other teams a player get benched. Next game, they get a little 5-minute cameo. They make it count.
Yep.
Man United, I've seen Rashford come off the bench when that little period where Ten Hag dropped him. He was putting up stinkers out. Like, bro, he was coming off the bench and you'd think he played for 5 hours. He's not jogging. He's not
Mm.
pressing. So I do agree with you, which is like Man United and like the group of fans that like back him, they've like created this monster in a sense, but financially, I don't know how Man United get rid of him, because the idea of life without Marcus Rashford, I actually think it worries United and the board. But he's been here for 8 years, bro. And like
Mm.
we know how high his ceiling is. And in reality, in my opinion, I just think we become a better team, because that way we'd be building the team around a system rather than an individual. And here's the thing: if the individual is a baller, sod it. What, you want to build a team around Messi? Calm things. Messi will win you
Yeah.
trebles and this and that. You want to do it around Ronnie? No problem. We saw what he done at Madrid. We've built team after team after team around Rashford. We've put players that complement him. What's the best we've ever gotten? The Europa League?
Mm.
So it's worrying.
And the thing is, he doesn't get better. That's what people don't
Yeah,
understand.
I don't think
People
so.
people look at the age and people think, yeah, that age equates prime. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. Like Rashford's best years are behind him now, bro. Like he's not gonna get better. He's showing that he's not getting more intelligent. He's still making the same stupid mistakes, running into the same cul-de-sacs that he was running into 5 years ago. Do you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? He doesn't get better. So I don't understand what the theory behind giving this guy 300 and something odd a week. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because why? Like we're not locking him down in his best years. We've had his best years. 2 seasons ago would have been the perfect time to sell him. We would have
Yeah,
robbed the bank if we sold him.
I think we should have got rid of him the season after Ranić because I felt like that's when it had reached the point where he want. Well, to be fair, I still have the same feeling now, where I just look at it and think it's like a relationship where like both people want out, but neither of them have the balls to come to the table and say, "Let's call it quits." Yeah, I don't see Man United coming to the negotiations table and being firm enough to tell him, "Listen, it's time for you to bounce." And I don't think him and his agent will ever come to the table and be like, "Listen, we want out," because at the end of the day, I feel like both benefit financially.
They
Commercially,
do.
he generates a shit ton of money for Man United, and in return, he gets a shit ton of wages. But in reality, me and you as fans, we don't benefit financially from it. We just want to watch him on the pitch. Like, that's all I can judge him off. And on the pitch, he stinks it out, and it's worrying, bro. Like, I just think this summer would be perfect. I really do. Like, what, 25, 26 years of age? United are going under a different direction, new board, potentially new manager. Why don't United just experience life without Rashford? Rashford experiences life without Manchester United. At the end of the day, it is what it is.
It's true. I agree. The only problem is now we've just given him that big contract.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean? That's the problem. If we didn't, it's a different ball game, bruv. And that's why I say timing is everything. Like when Ralph said, yo, we need to get rid of this you, that would have been the perfect time to cash in on Rashford, bro. And that's why it's like, as much as now the fans are trying to jump on a bandwagon and turn on him, yeah, I knew he weren't shit years ago. You know, like that, bro. There's videos of man in like 2017 and that saying he's a Crystal Palace player, bro. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
And like nothing's changed. Like he's always been, yeah, a mid-table footballer, bro. Like at very, very best. And somehow we've turned him into the face of the franchise. 300 something grand a week. Like I just don't understand, yeah, how they got it so far wrong. And this is why when man talk about the Man United way, yeah, it's like this team is so fixated on the past and history and all these things, bro. Man need to understand that history is exactly that. You need to move on from that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, no one's not gonna care about all of these things. These men are clutching onto the class of '92 and are always having an academy graduate in the squad and all these things. None of that matters, bro. Who cares about all that? Like, what that don't win you trophies, bruv. Like, these men are proud over the dumbest things, bro. What a shit stat. Who
Yeah,
cares?
that's that's what it is. But bro, to them, you have to bear in mind, like everybody looks at football in a different way, and you judge it off different things. But to them, it's more the story, like the fairy tale. Like I remember when we won the Carabao Cup, and I was seeing comps left, right, and center with like I don't know who the commentators are, but it's like them notable ones where it's like the kid from is it like Rethenshaw, wherever he is
Yeah,
from.
yeah, Withenshaw, yeah.
Yeah, the kid from Manchester, like the boy that's now become a man, and it's like all the photos of him with the silverware. Like, bro, to them, that that sells a lot and it appeals to a lot of people. But if that's the type of shit that appeals to you, then you're happy to be you're happy for the poster boy at the age of 26, where when you look at the trophies that he's won, what's he really got to show for it? Like if he was to retire tonight, what's he
Mm-hmm.
really got to show for 26 years of age? He's got cash in the bank. What's he got? I think one or two Europa Leagues, like two
Yeah, one
Carabao.
Europa League, 2 League Cups, and an FA Cup.
Bro, that's nothing. Like that's
Mm,
what I think. What Phil Foden got that in 2 years from the age of 17 to 19. Like
mm.
it's nothing to be proud of. Okay, cool. Has he done anything at international level? Is he like no? He's not even a starter, bro. He comes off the bench. So it's a shame. It's a shame that United aren't pulling the trigger. But at the same time, bro, it's a shame that he's not really looking in the mirror and thinking, I want to do better than this. Age is catching up. Let me
Mm-hmm.
experience life away. But that's what it is.
Yeah, 100%. So it's one of them ones. I don't feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for a lot of the fans, bruv, and a lot of men that are turning on him now. It's like, bro, it's like these men have to wait till it gets really, really bad to realize that he's always really been a problem. Like what he represents is a problem. Do you know what I'm saying? And I say the same for Mason Mount. I say the same for Rasmus Hojlund. Them kind of players show, yeah, a lack of real structure at this club. Even Anthony to a certain degree, because it's like they said that the season before the club were looking at Anthony, they rated him at 25 million. How the hell could you rate a player at 25 million and then you go and end up spending 75 million on this brother? Like, who sanctioned that, bruv? I don't care if the manager wanted him. Yeah, like there should have been someone at the club that said, nah, you're smoking crack. I don't care, innit? Like someone has to say no.
Yeah, but bro, it's literally linked into what we were saying about players at the negotiation table, where it's like because you can't offer them silverware, you just offer them cash. Yeah, bro, they were probably looking at it and thinking the manager wanted this player where we were quoted 25 to 40 million around June time by Ajax. We didn't go in for them because we put all our eggs in one basket for Frankie de Jong. Now we've gone back in for Anthony. They want 100 million, and they're probably thinking of it like we don't want to let Ten Hag down. Like we've already promised this guy so many things. If Ten Hag was to turn around, let's say if Ten Hag had turned around that summer after 1 month and said, "What, you man didn't give me what I wanted. I'm out," bro. United would have been panicking. Who do we go for? Who do we grab? They probably thought they hit the jackpot when they got like Ten Hag from Ajax. So they were like, calm, you 100 M's for this dude, no problem. And I always say this, like it helps when you've got a board that actually watches football, because you have to bear in mind, after these men do their 9 to 5s or whatever their hours are, if they're football men, they would go home and watch the football. So they'll be
Yep.
familiar with players that managers or scouting departments bring forward. The problem is at Man United, these men, once they leave wherever their offices are, they don't watch football. So they had probably never heard of Anthony, because even like that interview with Yap Stam, I think it's like on the overlap with Gary Neville, they were like
I
saying
heard
like,
it. Yep, Sam couldn't believe it, bruv.
bro, he was like, when I saw the fee, he was like, I was thinking like Ajax have hit the jackpot, but Man United are screwed. So it's a shame. And that's why I like what the Oma guy is, the Barada guy, because I've seen the little clips of him from City and City Group, and you can see he knows his ball, he watches his ball. And at the end of the day, fair enough, I probably won't get as much credit if we were to sign a player, but at the end of the day, I still need to feel like that player is worth X amount of money. And if he isn't, then we're not signing him, because bro, there's players out there, man. You can sign man for 10 million that in a year become 50 million pounds of worth, or you can sign players for 100 that in a year become 10 million pounds worth.
Yeah. It's always a gamble, bro. And yeah, to be fair, I watched a thing with Omar, some business thing where he was talking about his life and why he moved to Barcelona and that. Do you know what I'm saying? So this guy's a G, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? That's one thing. This guy's a G, bro. Like, and he moved specifically to Barcelona, yeah, because he supported the club, and then he ended up working for the club. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's always had that interest of football, and he gets it. And he's seen how Barca's run. He's seen how Man City are run as well. And one thing about Man City is they never get fleeced for players, bruv. So him coming in and knowing what needs to be done, yeah, it's a good sign. But now we need to see heads rolling, bruv. You know, like that. We need to see heads rolling, because it's like not only are the players not good, but they're on way too much money as well. So they're not even humble with it. Like, that's why you're better off being at a club like Everton or something like that, where maybe the players are less talented, but they know they're less talented. Do you know what I'm saying? And their wages reflect that, because you get more out of those players. That's the reason why Dash can go into a team like that, who were looking like they were going to get relegated. And even with a 10-point deduction, yeah, these men are still fighting for their lives, bro. There's no fight in these players, bro, because these men here are all overpaid. They all think they're decent players. All of them. There's a handful of Man United players at this club. Only a handful, bro. And the rest of these men are stealing a living, bro. This is just what it is. I'm watching these men play against Newport, yeah, on a rugby pitch. And man are struggling, fam. Like, man are really struggling. Man United's front four is one of the worst front fours in the whole football league. I'm not talking about the Premier League. I'm talking about all the way down to League Two, bruv. Because them man never look no better than a League Two outfit, bro. I was watching Man United's front four yesterday. Them man look like a good League Two outfit. That's what they look like. Them man didn't look like a Premier League outfit against League Two defenders, bro. Them man were holding their own against us.
Yeah, yesterday's game was worrying, bro, because it's like you look at it and it's like I even said this to Ty, and I was like to him, you see, like this is one of the main reasons why like so many people like the FA Cup, because it's like, oh, like the big team draws the small team, and it's like it's a guaranteed spanking, like 4-5-6-0. You get to see some goals and everything. And I was like to him, bro, like if you were to watch, if you, like everybody watched yesterday's game, if you didn't know anything about football and you just saw a team in white and a team in yellow or like orange, and you were like, which one's the Premier League team? Which one's the League Two team that's actually, funny enough, struggling in League Two? Cool. You might struggle to answer that. Cool. Which team had the better players? Can you name me like 2-3 players that stood out in the white team? And I actually struggled, because I'll be honest, like I like some of them, and I was just like, fam, like you guys are really making it hard for somebody to fight your case, because this is League Two. Because I'm not even going to use Manchester City as an example. Like, fair enough, as a structure, everything is on point. Bro, I can get a Brighton, I can get a Newcastle, I can get whoever, put them against that team. And at the end of the 90th, at the end of the final whistle, you'd know which one's the Premier League team. With Man United, I think the only thing that shows we were the Premier League team is probably the fact that we won the game. But performance-wise, nah, fam. Like it was very worrying, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it was nasty. It was nasty work, bruv. I can't lie. And then I see the manager's interview after, and it's just like, bro, I'm struggling, bro. Like the brother brought on Evans, Maguire, and the young that young set defender as well. Like man, just bringing on bare defenders against Newport, fam. Managerial can't get a game. This brother was in the team of the season for the championship last season, and then finds himself behind Forson, bro. And man can't tell me it's because he's not training well, because I'm not hearing it. And this is my problem with man selection, bro. It's like we got Tony's just gone to have surgery, yeah, because he's fallen out of the manager and he wasn't gonna play. That's what really happened. You got Sancho out on loan, who's playing out of his skin right now, and then we've got Ahmad on the bench, bro. It's like all the half decent players this brother don't want to play, and then Cass has been out injured for months, and then you bring him back here when we've got 3 games in 7 days, and you bring him back to play against Newport. Why couldn't McTominay and Ericsson deal with Newport? Like, why is Casemiro playing? Why is Varane playing on a pitch like that when you know that he's got injury issues? Or maybe Lissandro's just come back from injury. Why are you going to risk him on a pitch like that, bruv, when we've got another 2 games?
You know what it is? I think, I'm not going to lie, I'll be honest, because I know like a lot of people got annoyed when they saw the starting 11. I didn't really care about the starting 11, because I was like, you know what? The majority of these, man, haven't played in months. Like, Casemiro hasn't played in. I don't even think Casemiro got a substitute appearance yet. I know Leacher did. But I was like, you know what? Man United haven't played in 2 weeks. The last time we played, I think, was on the 14th. So I was like, you know what? We're playing again in 4 days' time. The players need some match rhythm. The only thing that annoyed me is I was like, even if I was in charge, any player that had been out for a while, fair enough, the pitch and everything, but I was like, this would have been probably the perfect game for me to throw them in there just to get that match sharpness, that match rhythm for the Wolves game. But I wasn't even saying it. I was like, I want them off by the 45th. 50th, because I expect Man United to have got the job done
already
by the 50th. But by the 60th, Man United was still drawing.
So, bro. But bruv, wasn't it 2-0 at half time, or was it 2-1?
It was like 2-1, and then I think they scored early in the second half.
Yeah.
And I was just like you're now in no position to take off Leacher, because I'll be honest, I don't even think any of them were supposed to play the 60 minutes. To play the whole 90 minutes, but once again, you have to ask the question: why was it the 60th minute and Man United were drawing 2-2? Like, why is that the case? So that's
when we scored after 5 minutes, I was like, cool, let's just put this game to bed so we can take these players off. That's what I was thinking. And then how do you allow this to happen, bruv? To the point it's 2-2 and man are thinking that it could be an upset. Bro, even the fact that it was a conversation, we died, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and man can't take no positives out of yesterday, apart from the fact that the new goalkeeper never looked like a complete bozo. That's about it. 2 deflections he couldn't do nothing about. Anything that came within his vicinity, he held on to it. I didn't see him dropping anything. That's the only positive I could take out of that, because our goalkeeper's an absolute disgrace, blood. How can man go on international duty and get dropped there, blood? How can man get dropped there, yeah, but then he's gonna come back and play for us?
Bro, I was over the moon when he got dropped over there because I was like, fam, like even Cameroon have higher standards, fam. Because man's got like what the worst safe
Save
percentage.
percentage in the whole tournament.
And the thing is like they done everything. Well, man, to be fair, Man United done everything to keep him. Cameroon done everything to get him, yeah. And it's like I saw the one game. I saw the one game that he played, and I saw that P roller that went past him. I was like, bro. And this is like not even like trying to be like disrespectful, but it's like when you look at some of the teams in like the AFCON, yeah, the majority of those teams don't really have like senior pros that play in Europe for the big teams. So when you do, you expect big things out of them, yeah. And I'm sitting down and I'm thinking, bro, if I was like from Cameroon and I see my goalkeeper is from Manchester United and he genuinely looks like on par with a Newport County keeper, I'd be fuming. So
100%.
I'll be honest, bro. Like even with Bayern, though, like it's not like Bayern is gonna get the only two good things were Bayern looked all right, but he's not like he's gonna get rewarded by playing against Wolves. And I'm not gonna lie, the only other good thing that I liked about that game was when Hojlund started screaming at Garnacho. Fam. That was for me like the best thing that happened the whole game.
Yeah, but I'm surprised it's taking him that long, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like he needs to sort himself out, Hojlund, because the thing is, yeah, there's two things about him I don't like. I don't like his lack of authority, his temperament, bro. You're a striker that's coming to Man United, yeah. You've cost 72 million, and it's like you're just happy to be here, blood. Like that's crazy. I don't care if you're a lifelong Man United fan, bro. Like you need to start earning some respect in this league by scoring goals, yeah. But also, if you're not getting the ball, let your teammates know that I'm here, bruv. If you need to be talking to them for the whole game, then talk to them for the whole game. This bro goes out, yeah, with a whimper every single week. And then yesterday, he got mad frustrated because he was getting kicked all over the place by these League 2 centre-backs. That's what it was. His head went because he was getting bullied. The same way he was crying when he played San Marino and they were kicking him up, bro. And he started complaining, bro. It's like, man has to get beaten up, yeah, for him to lose his head and get onto Garnacho. Garnacho does that every week. So why is it taking you so long, yeah, to let man know what are you doing, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, yeah, with Hojlund, what pisses me off the most about him is people like to reduce playing up front, yeah, to just getting chances, bro. That is not football, bruv. That is not football at all. When you're a striker, yeah, like you spend so little time in the opposition's box that you can't base your whole game around that unless you're absolutely like, unless you're Erling Haaland, bro. Unless you're Erling Haaland, yeah, and you're automatic in the 18-yard box, yeah, you cannot base your whole game on just being in the box, especially not in the modern game, bruv. These are not the 90s where centre forwards, you just had to put the ball in the box and this, that, and the other, bro. Now, you have to be a footballer now. You have to be able to do all these other things. His first touch was awful. His movement was awful. He's not bringing players into the game. There's loads of stuff he's not doing, and then he's getting bundled over by these League 2 centre-backs that he's supposed to be dominating, bro. And not dominating physically, because you can dominate a centre-back here just by your movement. Just taking him into places he don't want to go. Hojlund ain't got basic common sense. If I'm Rasmus Hojlund and I'm playing for Manchester United, I know that Anthony, every time he receives the ball, he wants to check back and he wants to cut inside. And Anthony was actually the best of our front three, and he was awful for the simple fact that Anthony gets in positions to miss chances. He gets on the ball, does this. Garnacho don't even get in position to miss chances. He had one shot in 96 minutes, bro. So as bad as Anthony is, yeah, Anthony likes to come inside, try and link with people and do little things. So if I'm the centre forward and I know that Anthony likes to cut inside on his left foot, where do you want the ball? Where do you want to be when Anthony's got the ball? You want to be inside on his left foot. Hojlund keeps running towards the goal thinking that Anthony's going to go down the outside and cross it with his right foot. When is he ever going to do that? So why are you making that movement? Same with Garnacho. How often is Garnacho going to go down the outside and cross the ball with his left foot? Why are you running into areas where you know you're not going to get the ball and then blaming these people, bro? They were here before you, blood. It's like, know who you're playing with and adapt to that accordingly. If you don't have football IQ, that's your business, bro. That's why you're not scoring, bruv. because you can still help your team without scoring goals. What's the point in running towards the goal when you know Garnacho's not going to cross it? Why?
Bro, nah, you know what it is? I'll be real. You're being a bit harsh on the guy. Like, you know what it is? It's like, I feel like people watch him and just automatically like judge him and compare him to like some of the best, some of the most developed. Like, let's be real. Did Man United overpay? Yes, but me and you have nothing to do with that. It's a
Yep.
striker that's only had 1 year under his belt. And I'll be honest, there are a lot of areas to his game where I've looked at him and I've been like, whoa, like if we don't address these, we might be in a lot of trouble in the future. But it's
Mm.
like, bro, I'll be so honest here. The fact that his last 3 goals, not a single Man United player has assisted them. Like he's basically fighting for those goals. Yeah. And for me, when I look at Hojlund, I literally just see everything that I've seen in the past 5, 6 years. Like I watch Hojlund and it straight away tells me this is why Martial scored 6 goals in 3 years for Manchester United. This is why Edison Cavani, who scored goals for fun, struggled to put up 10 for Manchester United. Ronnie came, fair enough, he put up 18, but Ronnie puts 30 plus his whole career. Bro, the wingers are not good enough. And I'll be honest, it's like you say, if they were to pick up the ball, cut in and shoot, position yourself differently. But surely that would be you just encouraging them to cut in and shoot more. Bro, I look at it all and think someone needs to get the message across to these, man. We've got a service striker, provide service. If we've got hold up striker, drop deep, connect the dots, leave space in behind.
But whose job is that if the manager's not doing that? Is it not the guy that wants to score the goals?
Bro, I'll be real. Like, there's only so much you could do with it. Like, he could
But he's
scream.
not doing it though. He's not
No, but
doing it though.
that's why I said yesterday I loved it when he done it because I was like, finally. And I'll be honest, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if it's just the fact that it's his first season at the club. Fair enough. Like some walk in and automatically demand like they get that authority. Like, for example, I can flip it and say, when Ronnie was here, and Ronnie used to do it with Greenwood, when Greenwood wouldn't square the ball, Ronnie would gun him down. People hated it because they were like, yo, like, you're taking the confidence away from the kid. You're not letting him express himself and this and that. I think there has to be a balance. But
Yeah, but
I
there's
think,
ways to do it though. The difference is, yeah, the difference is with Ronaldo. Ronaldo's thing was like, yo, I'm Ronaldo, pass me the ball.
mm,
That's what it was. Do you know what I'm saying? Even when the pass went on, he still wanted it, innit? Hojlund, this brother trains with these man. He's around the same age as these man. What, Anthony's 22, Rasmus is 20, Garnacho's 19 or something like that. Bro, these are not your seniors, you know. These are your age mates, blood. Man could put an arm around man's shoulder and say, listen, my G, yeah, when you receive the ball, I'm going to be here, blood. It don't matter what level you're at, blood. Even if I was playing Sunday League right now, yeah, I'm saying to a certain man, yo, when you receive the ball, look for me here, bruv. That's it. And then if they don't do it in the game, I'm talking to them throughout the game. How many times I've seen Rasmus just running around, hugging centre backs and that, not doing nothing? Man are talking about service, bro. You make your own service, bro. You make your own service by you put yourself in a position again and again and again and again till man can't ignore you, bro. You've got to understand in football, there's certain players that are so talented. We saw it with the likes of Bergkamp and Henry and Scholes and Rooney. Man are so talented that as soon as Paul Scholes takes the first touch, Rooney can just go because he knows Scholes
mm.
has seen me. With players like Garnacho that's looking at his shoelaces all the time, sometimes you need to just float over on the wing and just take it off his foot. That's what you need to do. As soon as he gets the ball and he wants to cut inside, I say, yeah, I'll have that. Thank you. Like, that's what you need to do. You need to start disrupting, man. You can't just be standing in the box waving because then you're just a victim now at this point. Oh, look, they're not passing me the ball. And then who gets subbed off first? You. Because you ain't made an impact in the game. It's crazy. Man need to have a bit more character, bro. I ain't seeing my striker celebrating like that because he scored against that because he feels like he's been hard done by. You're a victim. Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, the bro celebrated like he just bust case, bro. He looked like he bust some Rico case. All of his dons went down and he got the verdict, bro. The relief on his face I was embarrassed for him. The same way the other day he scored and he started crying, bro. Like,
Yeah.
what is this? Like, what is that, bro? You're getting bullied by a 19-year-old, bro, with a mad trim. That's what's going on to you. You're getting bullied by a 19-year-old you on the left wing that won't pass you the ball and you ain't gripped him up yet. Like, what are you doing? He's shouting at him, but it's like, bro, You're 6'3", big brother, and you're letting some little 5'7" you with a bowl cut, yeah, bully you. It's not making sense. Do you know what I'm saying? If you want to be at a club like Man United, you have to take some responsibility on your own performances. You can't just look around and blame everyone else. I said the same thing about Jaden, other people. Loads of times Jaden's in good positions, he don't get the ball. But then I'm like, all right, go look for it, bro. Because you're Jaden Sancho. Too many times he was bare quiet and he's just out on the wing, holding the wing, getting the ball, just passing it simple. And then he's having a 6 out of 10 game, not really making no mistakes. A man is saying, oh, he's not doing anything. Because sometimes, look at Wayne Rooney. You got to go and take the game by the scruff, bro. Ball's not coming. All right, cool. I'm going to go find it. That's what you got to go do. You can't be handing it up front and that. Remember when Lukaku used to stand there with his thumbs up, bro? Like, bro, what's man doing? Man's doing up lollipop lady, bruv. Up front, just standing there, thumbs up and that. Ball's not coming. Oh, it's not my fault. What do you mean? Get involved, bruv. You're playing against a League 2 team and I'm seeing you get that, bruv. You're getting bulldozed by League 2 centre-backs. And then you're saying, man ain't passing me the ball. It's embarrassing, bro.
Nah, the lack of character thing, I agree with that. But it's like, bro, at the end of the day, everyone has different character. And I'll be honest, you can only change someone's character so much. Like, even when we got RVP, I remember Fergie literally sat down, Carrick, Scholes, and Rooney and said to them, listen, you want to win a league title? Every time you get the ball, he's going to run. Your job is to find him. And you better find him at the right time, in the right areas, right way of pass, everything. We done it, bro. He scored goals for fun. We won the league title. And I think it's, like, of course, fair enough. Some players walk in and they automatically demand that respect. If anything, they might even intimidate some. Like, bro, I'm Ronnie. I'm Cavani. I've scored goals for fun. You better pass me the ball, yeah. But Hojlund doesn't have that status. Like, he doesn't have that image. He doesn't have that pedigree. He's a striker still learning his thing. And I always say, Man United is the worst team to come to when you're trying to learn your trade. Because the problem is, you're either going to be put out there with players that are also learning their trade, but they're learning at a horrible rate because the coaching or the environment of the club isn't the best to develop players, or you're playing with players that have learned their trade, but they just play for themselves. And when I look at Hojlund and I think, like, bro, you can scream and shout as much as you want. You can grips man up as much as you want. At the end of the day, if these men are not going to get the message, there's only one other person you can really go to, yeah? Because at the end of the day, that's the manager that has the power to bench these selfish wingers. He does, because he can put the more unselfish ones, the more selfless ones. So that's why yesterday when he shouted at him, I was like, I hope Ten Hag heard it, because it's like, there was a moment in the first half, I swear to God, Hojlund could have had 2 tap-ins, but Garnacho decided to cut in and just smash the ball into no man's land. And I was like, bro, as a manager, if your wingers aren't complementing the 9, either change the 9 or change the wingers. You can't change the 9 because Martial's having surgery. Hojlund's our only 9. Cool. If that's the case, change the wingers. Change the way the team is set up to play, because you paid money for this guy and you're struggling to get something out of him. And that's why for me yesterday, I just looked at the manager more than anything.
Yeah, 100%. The manager's not changing anything, and clearly he's not coaching these players. He's not instructing Hojlund, and he's definitely not instructing the wingers, because they're actively not looking for him.
They're not, yeah.
They're actively not looking for him, which means that the manager's letting them do what they want, bro. The manager's making these men feel like they're better and more important than they are, because this Garnacho thing, he does it all the time, bro. He's always playing hero ball, blood. Every time he comes on, he wants to cut inside and shoot. That's all he wants to do, and these men keep letting him get away with it. I haven't seen a player probably in the last 6 months, yeah, that's given me more 0 out of 10s than him, bro. And then when he scores or he gets a goal contribution, these men want to gas him up, bro. He's awful most of the time, like awful. Like, I've never seen a wide player at Man United lose more duels than him, bro. Like, he loses duels like to every fullback. I don't know a fullback that man can actually say, yeah, he's had him today, bro. Every time he plays, it's nothing, bro. It's absolutely nothing. And it's like, when I look at Hojlund, yeah, it pisses me off, because it's just like, I understand that Garnacho must be one of the most frustrating players in the world to play with. But this is when you've got to show me what you're about. This is Man United. The biggest problem with Man United's fan base is, yeah, we don't understand who we are no more, bro. Because we're used to so much nonsense, yeah, that, like, we don't understand that this ain't being tolerated at Real Madrid. This ain't getting tolerated at Barcelona. This ain't getting tolerated at loads of clubs, bro. And we're letting man do that, bro. Like, even my man saying if you drop too deep as a striker, who said you got to drop deep, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of dropping deep, coming towards thing, you can provide depth, go in that way, and you can still play across the line, bro. I don't know why man think here that, I don't know why all of a sudden in modern football, people think here that the only way to play striker is to stand in the middle of the goal. Did Henry stand in the middle of the goal? Does Harry Kane stand in the middle of the goal? Well, like, what happened to strikers running the channel? What happened to strikers, like doubling up with the wingers and providing overloads and doing little 1-2s and creating problem? Well, now every striker needs to stand in the middle of the goal within the width of the D and just hug centre backs, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, R9 didn't stand on the last man ever a day in his life, bro. But even when he was fat, man was just making late runs and coming. Benzema don't stand down the middle saying, "Oh, pass me the ball, bro." That's not how you play up front, bro. I don't know why people think that, oh, yeah, just running in a straight line towards the goal is how you play centre forward, bro. It's not. If Garnacho wants to get the ball on the right and he wants to cut inside or on the left, I'll see you on the left. I'll come get the ball off you. I'll come collect it myself. Play a little 1-2. Now you got space in the channel. You can pull it back. If you don't pull it back, you're hearing me, bruv. You're hearing me. When the goalkeeper's taking a goalkeeper, I'm talking to you. I'm saying, bruv, I was there. Next time, head up. If you don't pass, again, I'm talking. Bruv, I'll talk to you for the whole game. Because that, bruv, closed mouth don't get fed, bro. That's what they always tell you, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what they always tell you. You can't be a centre forward and you're not onto these guys, bro. Go watch Alan Shearer's interviews. He used to say to Solano and Robert, bruv, listen, when you get the ball, put it in the box, I'm there. Don't even look for me. Don't even look for me. As soon as you get it, put it there. If I'm not there, it's my fault. That's it. And if they don't do it, I'm talking to you. For the whole game, you'll be sick of me, bro. I'll talk to you for 90 minutes till you get subbed off. And when you get subbed off, the player that comes on, I'm talking to him. Because I'm the one that gets judged on scoring goals. So I'm talking to you, bro, to the point where you're passing to me because you want to shut me up. That's fine.
But then,
that's
bro,
fine.
Like, that all then comes down to the wingers, isn't it? Because you have to bear in mind, like, the issue that I have with Man United, and this is why like I keep banging on about a clear out, is I'm like, Man United's wingers are just wingers on paper. Like when you look at the formation before the game, or whatever it is, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, you see Anthony on the right, you see Garnacho on the left, Rashford on the left. But like I even mentioned it yesterday in like my review where I was like, it's no surprise when you look at every United striker in the past, the only one that started scoring on a consistent basis, the only one that started enjoying his football, and funny enough, it came under a period where he was so successful, was Cavani when we put Pogba on the left. Because Pogba was more, funny enough, he's not even a winger, but it's like he was a makeshift winger, but his mindset was more,
he's a creator.
I'm a service first before shoot first type of winger, type of midfielder, type of footballer. Because Pogba, you'd see him pick up the ball. Even when he cuts in, rather than thinking, yo, cut in, smash it top bins.
Yeah, he's trying to lift it in the box to someone.
Yeah, precisely. I'm going to cut in, dink it over the top for Cavani. What? The dink isn't there? No problem. I'll play a 1-2, then slide him in. I'm always looking to feed man. And that's why, like, in that period, we beat Spurs away from home. We went to Roma in the Europa League. We won. And then funny enough, the day that we ended up benching him, no, sorry, not benching him, the day that we ended up putting him back in the pivot was in the Villarreal final. And we lost because we ended up putting Rashford back out there. Cavani, even though he scored, but like there was no service. So with Man United, there's a massive winger problem that I've been banging on about for like nearly 2 years now. You need,
but Sancho's a pass first wide player. He hasn't even played with Rasmus. I don't remember seeing them play together. He played with Erling. Why can't he play with Rasmus Hojlund?
That was my only hope, funny enough. Nana, go on. I'll go after you.
Yeah, because, bro, he can't do any worse than what Garnacho's doing. He can't do any worse than what Anthony's doing. And this is my biggest problem with this manager. You can't tell me that this brother's not training well, but then he goes to Dortmund after not playing for 6 months and he's fit enough to go straight into the team. Do you know what I'm saying? So clearly he's training, innit? And then, you on the flip side, someone like Rashford don't turn up to training and it's an internal matter. This manager's, bro, like, it's his thing. He's so stubborn that when he gets sacked, he can't blame anyone. I don't want to see man coming out saying the club didn't back him because that's false. No, I don't want to see no excuses, bro. Like, he has built the environment that we're in. This is the most toxic, and this is the worst that this club's ever been, bro. It's the worst that it's ever been, and he has made it this way. He was supposed to be the one that was meant to be the authoritarian, come in and structure things, and he's made things worse because he's made it very, very clear who his favourites are.
Yeah, that is a problem because it's like it gives no other player like the incentive to like go out there and impress because you know you're not going to be rewarded for it. But I just think, like, I was watching the Newport game yesterday. Like in the whole game, I was watching it, and I was like I play up front, so I was like, surely as a manager, like as a coach, you've been seeing this same issue week in week out, which is your wingers are selfish, and it hit me like there and then. Like, let's see if you agree.
Mm.
Don't you think like it's just now gotten to a stage where he's probably looking at Rashford, he's looking at Garnacho, he's looking at Anthony, and he's thinking, I've now reached a stage where I can't even sit them down and tell them, don't do this, of course, or else you get benched, because I've now reached a stage where I can't even risk losing you, man. Do you know what I mean? So it's now just go do what you want to do because I can't lose you. If I lose Rashford, well, it's not really like for him, it will be curtains. For me, it would be like winning the lottery. But he's probably looking at it thinking, I can't lose Garnacho because of what Garnacho is giving me here and there. Like he's got the occasional good game. I can't lose Anthony because that's my guy, the guy that I bought from Ajax. I can't lose Rashford. I can't lose Bruno. Like maybe he's looking at Bruno and thinking, Bruno, I can't sit you down and like discipline you because I'll be honest, sometimes to discipline someone, you have to be firm. The little sweet talk only really works with some people. Sometimes you have to be very firm to get your message across. And I think he's just looking at them and thinking, I can't risk losing you, man, because I've already lost so much. And I'm under so much pressure. So fuck it. Just play the way you want to play. And I'm just going to hope and pray that it just gets us results over the line.
No, you're completely right. But the problem with that situation is he's made it that way.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Because the thing is, as a manager, the good thing about being a new manager is it's supposed to be a clean slate for everyone. Do you know what I'm saying? And you always start the way you mean to go on. You're supposed to show players that, you know what, if you're playing well, you're going to get picked. The problem is when players know, that players are playing badly, they still get picked. Or when you're playing well, if the manager doesn't like you, you're not going to get picked. Like even when Anthony was playing badly, kept getting picked. Bruno's never been dropped under this manager, like ever, at one point. No matter how badly he's playing, he plays. But then the same doesn't apply for Cass. The same doesn't apply for Varane. He's dropped both of them, Champions League winners, he's dropped them both, but he hasn't dropped Bruno. When you see stuff like that, and even Rashford, his discipline had to go out the window completely and start doing brazy things for the manager to actually try and make an example of the youth. And even the one time where Rashford was late, he dropped him. He brought him on at half time and then he scored. So then he looked like an idiot. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is exactly the problem with this manager. He has put himself in a situation now where he's so reliant on the players that aren't very good to keep him in a job that he's snookered himself, bruv. That's just all it is. Because if he doesn't have the authority to say to Garnacho and Anthony, yo, pass Rasmus the ball, then he's a dead man walking. He might as well resign. He might as well resign.
Yeah, that's where it's gotten to, bro. But of course, like he's not going to resign. I think he's just hoping like this trust and me like continuing to start you and give you that freedom to express yourself, like just can turn into something sustainable. But like in my opinion, like playing strictly off players expressing themselves is not the most sustainable form of playing football. Like sometimes it's nice for them to express themselves, but they always need something to fall on, and it's a system that gets something out of them. He hasn't built a system, or should I say, he hasn't built a system that's complementary to the players that he's built his team around. So in reality, this team is just built off moments. But the problem is, like, funny enough, Oli built his team off moments, but Oli had a Greenwood that could cut in and, funny enough, strike the ball into the back of the net. He had a Tony that was, shall we say, at the peak of his powers, like still relatively physical. He had a Rashford that was probably a bit more motivated, a bit more hungry. He's now got Garnacho, who's literally in his first senior season. He's got Anthony, who's trash. He's got Bruno, who's gone back to the Bruno of old. And then he's got Rashford, who's completely signed out. So out of all of those players, and Hojlund has shown he's not a individual brilliance type of striker. Like he doesn't have that trait in his locker book. He's more feed me and I'll try convert. So when you look at all of the players on our team,
Mm-hmm.
none of them really have that moment of brilliance to bail us out at times. And the system isn't there. And it's no surprise we've created the least amount of chances in the league. We've scored some of the least amount. I think our goal difference is like +2, +3. I know
Yeah,
Luton.
I think there's only 3 teams that have scored less than us in the Premier League, bro. And it's by design because last season we didn't score many goals either. And now we're on course to be worse than last season. And he signed Anthony and he signed Hojlund. So, do you know what I'm saying? He's the one who picks the system and he picks the players, and we're struggling. So he ultimately has to take the blame for it. Like he has to. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's not even trying to change it. I would respect it more if he was trying to change it, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I've seen Chelsea struggle with Lampard, with Potter, and with Pochettino. And one thing all of these men done was they tried everything. I saw Conor Gallagher in false 9 at one point. Like they tried everything to try and get goals. Lampard had Gallagher in the false 9. Them man are playing every man everywhere to try and score, bro. Like desperate. At least they were trying different things. We're seeing that same dead front 3 every week, and you think it's gonna change? The manager ain't said, you know what, let's try Rasmus out wide, maybe. Like I saw Klopp here for 2-3 months persist with Nunes down the middle, and he's like, fuck it, it don't work. All right, cool, put him out wide. Now that's where he plays. Why can't the manager just say, yo, cool, play Hojlund out on the right, he's left-footed, let's play him out there for 3-4 games, see how he does. Can't do worse than Anthony.
Yeah, but it's... No, I agree with that because I saw one Klopp done it, and funny enough, I actually even saluted it. I was like, yo, like fair play in it, because now you've gotten something out of him, and you're getting something out of him on a consistent basis. So you're getting something out of the player that you paid a shit ton cash for, innit? But bro, I don't think he can do that because you put him on the left. Because Hojlund, I don't think on the right. I think even at Atalanta, he showed he likes to drift out to the left. Let's be real. Even when he benched Rashford earlier on in the season, yeah, it was mayhem. Like on social media, pundits, this and that. Cool. But now you'd literally be benching Rashford and Garnacho. And I just think he's like, if it doesn't work after 4 or 5 games, I don't think he can turn around and look at a Rashford and be like to him, go on, mate. Like, you've been on the bench for 5 games. Now show me what you can do.
Yeah, he's not interested no more. Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, he's not interested no more. Rashford, yeah, he's not responding to this manager no more. Like the fact that he's not in the squad and he don't care. Rashford probably found out that he wasn't starting against Newport and was like, right, cool, I'm going out.
Yeah, so that's what it is. Like that's why I used to always say it, like, as in if he was to get sacked, it's justified because it's like it's warranted because he's made a lot of mistakes, like a lot of mistakes that I probably never expected from an Ajax manager. And I was like, you know what? Like, I backed the whole firm stance in the beginning because I was like, that's what these men need. They need a cutthroat type of manager. But it's like there was no balance to it. And the thing is, be cutthroat when you're winning because that way nobody can say a word to you. But being cutthroat whilst losing, it's scary.
And being stubborn with it as well. Like, yeah, bro. Listen, there's only one way this ends, innit? It's just a matter of when, not if, innit? So, I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it. You lot, make sure you smash a like. Make sure you subscribe to Hajball as well. The link is in it's in the title, people. He's got a show coming up as well. We're gonna redirect over there. Yeah, let them know what's coming up, bro.
Bro, I'm just gonna like dive into the whole like Rashford thing a bit deeper, probably chat on the Asian Cup mayhem. But yeah, I'll probably be going live like in the next like 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna redirect you lot over to Haj's channel, guys. So make sure you smash a like on the way in, and I'll see you guys in the comments, people. Big up.